Hey everybody, I'm your new Thursday. So this week's topic is covers we wish we could redesign. So basically covers we really do not like. And there are several reasons for me to not like certain covers. The first is when there's a drawing on it or something in just a style that I don't really appreciate. Two of the examples are, this would be the one of Future King. It's like the Arthurian legend. I just really do not care for this artwork. Meh. It's a bit boring in my opinion, so this is definitely one I think could have been more exciting. Another is this one, Fahrenheit 454. Like, I understand what they're trying to do with it, but I don't really like the execution, to be honest. However, this is obviously more of a personal taste kind of thing. I'm sure there are people that love those drawings, but there are three things on book covers, especially in YA literature these days, that I really do not like. They're sort of trends in covers, I guess. The first one is having girls in prom dresses on the cover. I found this picture on the internet and there are so many books of them about girls moping in prom dresses or walking around in the forest in prom dresses. Like, girls do not wear prom dresses that often, and especially not when they go out into nature. Sometimes the cover with the girl in the prom dress is beautiful. The selection by Kiera Cass, for example, I mean, it's wonderfully designed, but also the fact that there is a girl in a prom dress on the cover matches the actual book. So in that case it makes sense, but it just happens too many times. Another thing that I really do not like on covers is people staring at you. There's also mainly girl faces in all sort of awkward positions staring you in the face, the over the shoulder, or cut off in a corner somewhere or with leaves over their face. The main issue I have with this is a book can never just be about a girl, because in that case it would be a really bad book. Books are supposed to have worlds they're set in, themes, issues, things that are happening, and plot lines, and by just putting a face on the cover, you show nothing about all of that. An example of this would be Paper Towns by John Green. But what they did for the Dutch version of Paper Towns is they have this cover. And what they did, they put a map on the cover, which I think, you know, the whole concept of Paper Towns is derived from map. There's like a road in the background, hair removal cream, and there's a camera and some spray paint. This cover tells me something about the kind of book that it's adventure, that it's about quirky things. This cover does not give me a proper idea of what the book is about. Like another example where one of these things would make sense is in IQ 84. And there's a really cool TED talk about the designing of book covers by Chip Kidd. And he also designed this cover from IQ 84, and even though there is a girl staring at you from the cover, he really explained how with like the dust jacket that is sort of see-through and sort of not, and how the actual book differs from the dust jacket. It's really reflective of how there is this alternate reality in the book, and how that is at some point kind of similar like our world, but another point also really opposite. So stuff like that makes it creative and makes it like fit to the book that it's, you know, the cover of. The third trend on especially YA books that I really do not like are floating eyes or out of context eyes on the cover. I went through my bookcase and I only have one book with an eye on it, and it's The Host by Stephanie Meyer. And I think that's because usually if there are strange eyes on the cover I would definitely not buy the book. But they are everywhere. Like, seriously, look at all these covers. They all start to look the same, and like, how can a book be about eyes? It would make sense if it's The Great Gatsby, but not pretty much in no other context. So that is definitely a big no-go for me. When I googled this to find images, I also noticed that all the girls on book covers are basically pretty skinny white girls. And that actually sort of bothered me. I've always thought of books as more than just entertaining. Books are things that should make you consider your views and make you think about the world. And that should already start with the cover, because the cover is the first impression you get from a book. So book cover wise, I think there are 2 points that I find really important. One, the cover should be reflective of the book. And two, the cover should be somewhat creative. You don't have to use one of these stereotypes to be successful. The most successful series do not have this type of covers, like The Hunger Games or Twilight or, you know, Divergent, City of Bones. They're all really successful books, and they have original covers. And I like that much better. I will put the link to the TED Talk I mentioned in the description, together with the link to the blog where I found images with all the book covers. And that was it for me this week. I really liked talking about this, and I will see you on the next Thursday.